All right, so there's several different methods that we can use for food procurement. One of them that I'm going to show right now is using a snare. So this is trapping season's actually out right now in Ohio. This is one that I just made the other day real quick. So I haven't had a chance to dye it, so it's still this bright metallic color, which normally I wouldn't use. Typically I'd get some black walnut and boil that up and make a black walnut dye and then dip these down into it to give it a darker color. That way it just kind of blends in a little bit better. But as you can see, I didn't see any paw prints in through this area, but it does look like there might have been some movement through here. So that's what I'd be looking for when I'm trying to set up some sort of a trap or a snare or any of those techniques that I might be using. It's just signs that animals are coming through. I'd feel a lot more confident about this spot if I saw maybe some scat down the way, or if I saw some paw prints or something through here, even if I just saw like feathers or fur, just so I would know what was in the area. But I did see this little strip through here, so that's a possible sign that we have activity, and I'm just kind of doing this for demo purposes because it is illegal for me to be trapping right now. But what I'm going to do is show you guys how to put this up. Typically I just want to get a piece of wire, or I could even use some sticks. I could even do this with cordage, or even a natural cordage that I make, and actually bind the trap directly onto this log. This log's fairly heavy, so it would take something of pretty good size to drag it a big distance, and even then the log would probably end up getting snagged up on something and end up trapping the animal. If I was really doing this for hunting, I would have duckbill anchors, or I'd have some rebar that I'd stake into the ground. That way it's just a lot more effective. But if I'm doing this in a survival situation, or if I'm doing this for long-term gathering of food, I'm just going to use what's available to me in the environment. So what I want to do is just kind of bend this a little bit. And essentially what I'm doing is making a stake, just to kind of hold this up. And you want to set the snare for the size of game that you're looking for. So probably just about a fist length. Maybe catch a coon or a possum or something that's coming through here. And just kind of figure out where I would want that. So I'm just going to bend this a little bit. Stake this in the ground. Just have a little piece of wire. So I think I actually want that a little higher. So I think I want this just about right here. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of wire and twist it onto my stake. And like I said, I could have put that directly onto that piece of wood right there. Alright, so effectively what should happen is the animal will come walking through here, get its head caught, and then get stuck on the trap. Now I'm going to keep the rest of this fairly low, and then I'm just going to wire it on over here. Might just want to throw some brush over it, just try and camouflage it a little bit. You don't want to disturb the area too much, because animals can tell changes in their environment. And then just to kind of dress this all up, I want to make a choke point so the animal is forced to go into it. So you can see that we already have some natural debris that came up probably during the flooding and just kind of washed up in here. All I'm really going to do is just kind of move it around a little bit. And we just want to force the animal to walk this way. So an animal's not going to want to step over top of this stuff. They're just like people. They're going to want to take the path of least resistance. Now just maybe throw that up just a little bit. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Some other things I might do if I was trapping, once I catch my fish and I'm gutting my fish out, hold on to the guts and so forth so I can use that as bait. So if I'm doing some sort of a trap where I'm trying to bait them into it, I kind of leave that around. Or, I mean, in other cases, you know, you can use lures and stuff like that, urine and things. I probably won't have that in abundance while I'm out and about for several days by myself. So this is kind of the main setup. You can do it in grassy areas and just anywhere where you think there's activity, and just try and get it set up like this. So this is one of the methods of snaring, and basically I would put up several of these, get up each day, maybe do a little fishing, go over, check my snares. If there's any sort of other primitive traps, like deadfall traps that I might put up, or things of that nature. Basically just go around each day, spend a little time checking the traps, resetting them as needed, and then hopefully take the food home that I catch for the main course.